The Ontario government has released even more nuanced data about coronavirus cases in the province and where they've been confirmed to be coming from. And I found this section on retail spread particularly interesting, given that we are now moving into the Christmas shopping season, which for many retailers is their make or break time. It's when they make all of their money to keep them afloat for other months that, well, the sales aren't so hot for. And these numbers, boy, they are telling. So they produce a graph that shows the daily number of confirmed cases related back to retail through all of Ontario. You know what the highest day is? The highest mega spike of retail cases? 4. 4, that's right. A couple days throughout this whole year since the pandemic began, have there been 4 cases traced back to retail outlets. And then there's a bunch of days with 3, a bunch of days with 2, and then many, many days with 1, and many, many days with 0. 0 spread directly related back to retail. And yet, we've shut so much of it down throughout so much of Ontario. What on earth is going on here? Well, I can tell you what the public health officials say is going on here. Because in truth, the majority of the numbers, they're not really able to specify where they came from. So they chalk them up to community spread. So when there are, say, 1,700, 1,500 cases announced in one day, over 50% of them are going to be chalked up to this community spread, meaning it was someone just out and about, they were doing stuff, we don't know where they got it from. So they're arguing they could have got it from retail, they're getting it from just society being open, so close society, shut her all down. And I guess the big question for retail industry associations, for individual stores, for the consumer is, do you accept this? Do you buy this? You know, there's one part of the puzzle here that is not discussed enough. And public health officials, they actually do say this up at the press conferences, beside the mayors, beside Premier Doug Ford. They have said before that it's not really where you go, it's what you do while you're there, by which they mean it's all about whether or not you are in close contact with someone in that indoor setting for a prolonged period of time. The COVID Alert app that the federal government is always encouraging people to download, that doesn't actually kick in. It doesn't register an interaction between two human beings until you are within 6 feet of each other for 15 minutes or more. Why are we not talking about this more? So basically, retail has been shut down because, well, you know, maybe people are going to be in that 15-minute, 6-foot window. Well, why don't we keep those things open, but then communicate more about what the real threat is of coronavirus in those settings? The idea that this virus is being spread by sort of random passing encounters between strangers, well, you know, back in March, we didn't know, we thought it was possible. Now we have so much data, research, and information, and we kind of do know. And we know that's not actually how it's happening. You do not need to be afraid of the person you're just passing by in the aisle at the grocery store. That needs to be communicated a whole lot more, because I think we can reopen a lot of what's been closed right now in various jurisdictions across Canada, so long as we talk about the things that actually do need to be followed and the rules that will actually play a productive role in decreasing the spread of the virus.